No Child Left Behind. Required annual exams focus primarily on reading and math. And that actually is forcing educators to either cut down or cut out class time spent on other subjects. Beverly Stewart, founder and director of Back to Basics Learning Dynamics, is here to talk about the effects of teachers teaching to the test. Beverly, nice to have you back.
Thanks, Connie. Good to see you.
Well, when we talk about this teachers teaching to the test, kind of that skill to drill, there are some downsides to that. Take us into the classroom and kind of tell us the procedure there that happens.
Well, what's been happening with this narrowing of the curriculum, it's actually nationwide now. There are 15,000 school districts in the nation, and 71% of them have reported that they are narrowing the curriculum. Now, these are for your underachieving schools. So, okay, this is not across the board at every school. This is for the underachieving, the children and the schools that are doing poorly, that really need to pump up the reading and math time.
Right.
Okay, so they're leaving out art, history, science, music, foreign language, and this is happening at all grade levels.
The list is really quite long when you look at it.
It's basically, there are certain schools and certain children that have literally nothing but reading and math all day. They have time for lunch and they might have gym, but they'll have, say, 4 periods of reading and 3 periods of math.
Is that beneficial to a child when you're spending that much time on subjects that are oftentimes their weaknesses?
Right, and the word beneficial is important. It's beneficial academically, but look what happens otherwise. You know, emotionally, they can get bored, they can get frustrated, they can feel like they're really not smart at all, and they say, you know what, I'm really sick of this. I mean, you can only imagine yourself if you did something like that every day.
Right.
However, the results are showing that it is effective, obviously, the more time you spend on something. So you have to look at the whole child, however. You know, they're not getting other academics, they're not getting other time with things that are not academic, like art and music.
Right.
So if we're focusing just on academics, sure, it is working.
When you look at that testing, though, do you feel like it becomes so narrowed, even in those subjects, because you really are, as you say, you're teaching to the test to make sure that we get those scores. Are they even really being well-rounded in math and reading?
Well, yes, I would say in those two.
Okay.
Yes.
But when you head over to science, which you know, is often neglected, and you know, if you have gym or you have music or you have drama in class, that's a miracle.
Absolutely. Well, and the proponents of this narrowing the curriculum will say, well, if you can't read or do math well at that grade level, then really you're not going to get into sciences that include math. And you're not going to be able to read your social studies book, and you're not going to be able to do your literature book. So there is something to be said for that. But again, it's where you're swinging the pendulum in education to another extreme.
Right. When you look then at kids and you go, okay, you know what, you're 13 to 16 years old and you don't know how to read, and yet you've had a lot of this testing and studying, what do you do with a child like that?
Well, a lot of times, I mean, at my company, we do one-on-one, so the schools can't usually do that for obvious reasons.
Right.
But again, I think this is worth trying for a while. I'm not crazy about it as an educator, but I'm okay with trying it. Not real long term, not year after year after year with the same student, because they really are going to get burnt out and they're going to get bored. There's not enough creativity in the curriculum. And they really are going to, I mean, we're going to risk having more dropouts because they're going to be so frustrated with this process of spending all day doing 2 things.
Although, when you look at the No Child Left Behind, everybody says it was an aggressive program and coming into a system that was really kind of falling apart on many levels. Is it working? Are we seeing measured progress in places with this?
It is working. I have some strong feelings about it, and I think most educators do. Again, it's got its extremes and it's flawed, but I think it's been needed. We still need to tweak it quite a bit at the federal level, but it definitely has really made everyone step up to the plate and realize we really need to get these scores up.
Yeah. So Beverly, what do we do for children then who get that reading, get that math, get their grades up, are really becoming very proficient in those 2 areas? How do we make sure they have a well-rounded education?
That's when parents really come in even more than ever. Please try to do some kind of like a mini field trip with the family. Not every weekend, but you know, go to Williamsburg or Gettysburg, go to museums, things that are age appropriate, things that the children will enjoy. Go to places where they can learn other things and not just reading and math, so you can broaden it. And read with your children at home in areas that they really love for fun.
Even now, as we see, and we're heading into that time of picking a camp for kids, you can look at science camp or something fun where they can really
it's a great time. That's a good idea.
Beverly Stewart, always nice to have you here. Thanks for being here. Beverly is the president and the founder of Back to Basics Learning Dynamics. And for more information about the No Child Left Behind testing requirements in your area, or to contact our education expert, Beverly, you can log on to our website at cn8.tv/yourmorning. Greg.
Connie, thanks.